Hey everybody on YouTube, this is Kyle Snyder once again, aka Clipton, and I am doing yet another list. This time it's a top 5 list as opposed to a top 10 list. And I'm doing it on top 5 reasons to write fiction. I do so because I recently completed my newest ebook, Stranded in Sweden, which is now available on Amazon.com. I published it last week on Amazon, and for those of you who are interested in sci-fi mysteries, this one is right up your alley. And I also want to thank Joel Kinnaman for serving as an inspiration for one of the main characters in Stranded in Sweden. Without his inspiration, this story would not be possible. But anyways, on to the list. Top 5 reasons to write fiction. Number 5, someone will read it. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of nervous about writing fiction because they'll think, well, who's going to read my story? No one's going to want to read it. But someone is bound to. You'd be surprised that there's going to be at least one other person besides you who is going to be willing to read your story. I mean, I've seen a lot of stories on Amazon in which hardly anyone has even bothered to read it that I've ended up reading, and they've been very good stories to read. I mean, you never know what you'll find. You'll never know who's going to read your story. Someone is bound to read it. Number 4, everyone has a story to tell. I mean, everyone has their different styles of writing fiction. Everyone has their different stories, different characters, different events, etc., to tell. I mean, everyone has their inspiration somewhere, which can lead to them writing a story. Everyone has a story to tell. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter what genre. Everyone has a story to tell. Reason number 3, it could become a movie. Yes, I know this reason is a very far stretch, but it is within the realm of possibility. I mean, many movies that have come out as of late, and that are coming out as of late, have been based off of fiction works. Works like Chronicles of Narnia, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Child 44. The list goes on. I mean, there's a whole bunch of fiction that can easily become movies. I mean, if you write it very well and it gets a large fan following, or it gets to the right director, it very well could become a movie. I mean, that's my goal when it comes to writing fiction. My goal in writing fiction is that one day I will write something that will eventually become a movie. And I mean, I have hundreds of ideas of fiction to write, and I know at least one of them will become a movie. I don't know which one, but one of them eventually will. It's just a matter of time until it happens. Anyways, number 2, MoneyMaking Opportunity. As I've stated, my ebook is available on Amazon.com. Amazon.com is a great way to make money when it comes to writing fiction. I mean, all you have to do, write it up, make a cover, publish it on Amazon.com, get an audience somehow. People will buy it. You'll take in a percentage of the royalties. It's an easy way. It's a way to make money. Is it an easy way? No, not necessarily. But nevertheless, it is an opportunity to make money. I mean, sure, you may not make a lot of money doing it, but nevertheless, it is a way to make money. I mean, you don't have to. We've grown to an age in which you don't have to rely on a mainstream publisher to get your story out. I mean, with Amazon.com allowing independent authors to self-publish, anyone now can basically use their stories to make money. And finally, the number 1 reason to write fiction: you're in control. You get to decide what happens, you get to name the characters, you get to decide the events, you get to decide what the characters say, you get to describe what goes on, etc., etc. When it comes to writing your own story, you are ultimately in control of what happens. I mean, no one else can tell you, no, this has to happen, no, this has to happen. You get the final say as to what happens in your story. You are your own boss. So those are my 5 reasons to write fiction. For those of you who are considering writing fiction, do yourselves a favor. Please do so. You'll be surprised as to what happens as a result of you writing fiction. Who knows? As I said, your story may become a movie one day. It may get the attention of someone who's looking for a hidden gem in the literary world. You never know what's going to happen. And of course, everyone has inspirations, to write fiction. I mean, for me, with my latest book, Stranded in Sweden, it was thanks to Joel Kinnaman that gave me the inspiration to write the story, to write Stranded in Sweden. Hopefully that one becomes a movie, and if it does, and Joel Kinnaman, if you're watching this video, if it becomes a movie, then I will highly recommend you for the role of Ventus Anderson, because I feel you are the best fit for him. I cannot recommend anyone else to play that role but you. You're the reason why Ventus Anderson was created in Stranded in Sweden. Without that, it wouldn't be possible. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.